everybody. All right, so we made it to chapter 15. We're jumping back into multiplying. And I don't want you to worry because multiplying is something that just happens over and over again, right? It's very similar. It's exactly the same thing as repeated addition. I think when we tackle our 3's and 4's, you'll remember that we've already done some of this. And I think that's where we should start today. We're going to recall some things that we've already done. So we're going to explore multiplying through skip counting, something that happens over and over and over again. It doesn't pop up as a 6 and a 2 and a 3 and a 9. That's just adding up. It's going to be the same thing over and over again. So in this case, we have a 5 and another 5 and another 5 and another 5 all being added together to give us our product. So we have, or a sum in this case, soon to be a product. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20. 4 5s is the same as 20. Yeah, 4 5s is the same as 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. I remember doing this way back earlier this year, and hopefully, especially with the 5s, you should feel pretty comfortable multiplying by 5s. It's a little harder with the 2's because not everyone has memorized those, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 2's add up really quickly and kind of as a little song that you might have learned already, right? So 4 2's, 4 groups of 2 is going to give us the product 8, which is the same as repeatedly adding that 2 to get the sum 8. Yeah. Think of it kind of as an easier way of writing repeated addition. That was something we've done before. And just to kind of show that we're all in the same spot, we're going to recall some prior knowledge now. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you some things that we'll take it one box at a time that hopefully we already know. All right. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is singing or counting by 5's, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. We found this very useful when we were doing clocks. It's a song many of you learned early on in your academic career, maybe in first grade or kindergarten. Then you might have learned the 10's, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That 10 song is going to come in handy when you're skip counting or repeatedly adding by 10's. That's a good one. And then here's the one that some of you might still be working on. This is the skip counting by 2's. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So if someone said, hey, what are, let's see, 6 2's, what I would do is I would say, well, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2's. 6 2's are 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 6 2's are 12. Once you know how to count by 2's, 5's, and 10's, and you kind of get the feeling and the pattern of it, it makes sense now for us to start talking about 3's and 4's in second grade. And that's what we're about to do. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to call your attention to is multiplying doesn't always have to happen by skip counting. The other way that you could multiply is you could use a model. And one of the models that is readily available is called dot paper. So if someone asked me for 9 5's, right, what I would do is I'd say, well, there's a 5, and there's a 5, and there's a 5. Oh, my answer is right here. All I have to do is count all of these dots. Well, there are a lot of dots. So that's the problem with dot paper is, especially when you're doing bigger problems like 9 groups of 5, you're going to end up by counting a lot of dots. So if you do it by 1's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's a lot. And you might make a silly mistake. My suggestion is If you can count by fives, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It'll speed things along. So counting by those tens speed things along. Counting by fives speeds things along. All right, and then the last thing you should remember is that just like addition, when you multiply, you can flip the two numbers, and it doesn't change your answer. So 2 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 10, just like 5 2s are 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The picture changes a little bit, right? The array changes from being sideways to standing tall. But I like to think of it like if I'm lying down on the sofa, I'm still Mr. W. If I'm standing tall, I'm still Mr. W, right? So you're not really changing the answer. It's maybe just a little bit of how you think about the problem. So you can multiply in any order, you can use dot paper, and you should be pretty good at that skip counting. And that's what we're going to focus on. All right, I think I'm going to hold off on a couple of those ideas. And instead, I'm going to show you, the work that I'm going to ask you to do. So I'm going to have you guys jump in and do a quick review of all those same problems I just shown. I would tell you what it was, but I don't have it ready. So just dive in and we'll see what's what. Thanks, everybody.